Hey, it's Sandra. Welcome to another episode of Asexualise, My Asexual Life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual, including asexual life, asexual dating, and asexual relationships. So please subscribe and have that great big bell icon so you get notified of every new video. So welcome to tonight's episode. We are going to be discussing a topic relating to asexual dating and relationships tonight, and even friendships. This video, I should say, is all about beware of these type of guys that I'm going to discuss with you. Beware of guys who move too fast, and also, beware of what they say. You've got to really pay attention to what they say, because there's certain things that guys say, you could swap it for another gender, that mean that they're not trustworthy, right? One of the things that guys do, again, you can swap this for another gender, but I'm talking about guys because that's what I have experience of. One of the things that some guys do is they move so fast and they try to get you into a position of trusting them very, very quickly so they can make a move on you. And they might try to change your reality and stuff like that, which isn't a good thing. So you've got to listen and watch to what they do, what they say, what they don't do and say. So there was this guy who went in my spam box actually on Facebook, which obviously is kind of a bit of a warning sign already. If Facebook thinks this person's spam, then it might very well be spam. But anyway, they came through to my other inbox, but a spam part of my other inbox on Facebook. If you didn't already know, on Facebook, you have an other inbox, which is messages from people you're not already friends with. And in that other inbox has also got spam messages. So you have other messages as well, right, from people you don't know. And so basically, what happened was this guy went through to my spam, and he is Indian, and I like Indian guys. So I'm like, shall I speak to him or shan't I? And I thought, okay, I will give him a chance. And I messaged him to say, basically, I don't think I know you, like, because you friend, they hadn't friend requested me. They just came in my inbox, and they're like, oh no, you came up on my profile feed, and I thought I would reach out to you, like, and speak to you. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I did realize later on that we were both in an Indian group together. So that's why Facebook would have showed me hit my profile to him, show my profile to him. Yeah. And so anyway, so I started to talk to him. We seemed to get on really well. He told me that he works for Bollywood, and he actually works doing voiceover work, which I've seen a photograph of him in the microphone. So I'm assuming that's true. And does some camera work for them. He said he was looking to get into acting as well. And I've actually done some acting. I was an extra in Torchwood series episode 1. Series 1 episode 13. Series 1 episode 13, Torchwood End of Days, it was called. I was running away from a monster in Cardiff City Centre. So anyway, I was chatting to him about that, and we did seem to get on really well actually in message. And so then he said he tried to send a friend request but couldn't, so I sent him one. And so what he said was, oh, we'll exchange messages, like you send a message, I send a message, vice versa, as and when we can. So we just reply to each other's message as and when we can, because we're both going to be busy with work. And I thought that was a good idea. So I thought that was really great. But on the second message, he talked about coming over to the UK to do some Bollywood dancing with me and kiss me. Later on he said about the kiss, but the second message was coming to the UK to dance with me, right? This is like the second set of messages. And so I was talking about, he works in Bollywood, and I was talking about, I'm thinking about learning Bollywood dancing, which I seriously am. I've got an Indian woman who's connected with me from an Indian group I'm in, and she does online Bollywood dance classes. And I'm thinking about taking Bollywood dance classes when my ankle's completely better, and then going to a Bollywood party in London. But obviously with COVID around, then it's too risky for me anyway at the moment, because I can't have a vaccine because I've got too many allergies. So anyway, I was actually saying this to him as well. So anyway, he was all about, oh yeah, we could meet up and have a dance together in London. I'm like, well, I don't live in London. I live miles from London, It's like 2.5 to 3.5 hours away from where I live. Anyway, so anyway, I wasn't opposed to the idea. I did actually think of that myself. I thought, oh, it'd be cool to have someone to dance with in the future. But I guess I wasn't expecting him to come out with that on the second set of messages. And then later on in the messages, as messages continued back and forth, he then started talking about kissing me and then told me he wasn't flirting with me. Now, this is a really, really bad thing, right? If a guy flirts with you, then says he's not flirting with you, it's trying to blur your reality and make out something's not happening when it is, right? There's no way I kiss my friends. There's no way a friend says to another friend about going and having a kiss together. That is flirting, right? Meeting up, dancing, kissing, all those three combinations together are flirting, right? So the fact he goes, oh, I'm not flirting with you, don't get the wrong idea. And I'm like, clearly he's flirting with me, right? And then as the conversations progress back and forwards, he told me that with the Bollywood dancing that he has to have 3 pints down him before he can do dancing because he's not a very good dancer. And when he was doing the Bollywood parties in the UK, because he used to live in the UK, he's back in India now, then he used to have 3 pints to do it. And I'm like, oh, well, I don't drink. And then all of a sudden he says, oh, I don't drink anymore. I haven't drunk for years because my mum doesn't like it. She likes me to be healthy. But I worked out that can't be true because he was in the UK. He said he came back to live with his parents last October, which is the 10th month of the year. And he lived with his parents for like 8 months before he then went on to live where he lives now. And so that's only 8 from 10 leaves 2. So he must have still been in the UK at the beginning of last year. And in any case, I saw photographs of him and his friends, his friends on Facebook from last year. And I'm assuming he would be drinking in front of his friends in the UK. I don't, and he was talking about going to Bollywood parties in the UK. So clearly, if he's in the UK going to Bollywood parties, then he was drinking during that time. And that wasn't that long ago. It was only about a year ago, And so anyway, it's basically not telling the truth. And denying that he's flirting with me when he was is just not telling the truth, And he smokes as well. I can't kiss a smoker anyway. And then he said, like, he was talking to me, and then he said, oh, I hope you enjoyed I was talking about the asexual meetup because I've told him I'm asexual. And then he said, I'm going to come to UK someday after you have gained enough trust on me and spend all day with you going around in the city having fun. Well, it doesn't explain what fun is. And I'm guessing he's a heterosexual guy. So I don't exactly know what that means, where it means kissing and whatever sexual stuff he has on his mind. But he didn't say anything sexual to me. So that was actually good. He might have meant that innocently. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I barely know this guy. He'd only been like messaging me for 2 or 3 days, and he's already saying that he's going to spend all day with me in the UK. Like, you don't say that unless you really fancy someone and are really attracted to them. Do you know what I mean? Like, so to deny he's flirting with me, and don't get him wrong, then to come out with all this is just a load of rubbish. It's not good when someone minimizes your feelings already and says the opposite of what they're actually doing. It's very deceitful, I've had a guy in the past, years and years ago, I did work experience at a certain place, and this guy touched me on my bum, and I told him not to. He was much older guy than me, and he said, oh, if you think for 1 minute I fancy you, well, I can tell you I don't. And he ended up getting me banned from the place where I was doing work experience, all because it's basically sexual harassment, and I stuck up to him. And he didn't like it. He was apparently having an affair with one of the girls in that office there. But I've always been very protective over myself, quite rightly, And so, I just didn't trust this guy. When he said I have trust, I don't trust him whatsoever. And I thought there's no point in continuing the friendship or whatever it was. So I said, thanks for your feeling of wanting to come and see me. Unfortunately, I already feel like I cannot totally trust you. And here's why. One, you told me you could only dance in Bollywood parties in the UK after you have 3 pints. You were in the UK with your friends last year. Then you told me you haven't drunk anything for 2 years, but that can't be true because you already told me you had 3 pints. So you was dishonest and lied. Sadly, if you can lie about this, you can lie about other things too. Number two, you told me you are moody. If a guy says he's moody, I know it's bad. Because obviously that's what the Tunisian guy was, moody. And then look what happened with him, harassing me, putting me down, belittling me, being horrible to nasty to my friends and causing a lot of trouble in the past. So yeah, I'm glad that's over with now. So yeah, and he won't get any therapy. So that's what I've said to this guy, So I said, I put it here, you told me you're moody, but you don't know why, right? Then when I suggested therapy for you to solve that problem, you then said you would not do anything you are not in the mood for. So either you know why you're moody and was not honest, or as this is not the same thing as being moody and not knowing why, if you don't know why, that needs to be sorted and changed, improved upon to help yourself and those you converse with. Either way, it's not being entirely honest. You can't say you are moody and don't know why, then give me a reason for it that means you are not telling me the truth one way or the other. Do you know what I mean? It's like ridiculous. Can't say, oh, I'm moody, but because he was talking about his ex and that it turned sour, and he said, oh, I'm moody, but I don't know why. So I'm presuming that that's part of the problem in their past relationships because he was moody, because he said it when he spoke about his ex. And he doesn't know why. So at the end of the day, if he doesn't know why, he needs to get some therapy to sort it out, doesn't he? Because he's not going to be any good relationship with anyone else. I know he said that he likes being single, he likes his freedom and everything, but I'm not into casual relationships. You know what I mean? So, anyway, and then, anyway, he said there is some misunderstanding. Could you please point me to the exact message in which I've mentioned that I was in the UK last year? May have been a typo error, or maybe I must be wanting to say something else. I have no reason to lie about anything. Why would I lie? What am I to gain from it? Please show me the message if possible. Really don't remember when I said that. And I said, I meant help yourself. It means you're not telling me the truth one way or the other. So you told me you are not flirting with me when you are, and to not take it the wrong way. Just the fact you say you're not flirting when you are is not the truth either. You invited me to dance with you on the second message, then tell me you find me attractive and talk about kissing me. This is not how you talk to a friend. It's flirting. I already told you I am asexual. I lack sexual attraction. I am not interested in sex. I already told you I would not meet any guy from the internet without talking to him first via video chat either. You said you don't talk to your friends for long. Well, I am looking for a guy who can converse with me via video chat for more than a couple of minutes. That would be no good to me. Long term, I'm not looking for a guy I can casually meet up with and kiss, especially not one I can't trust. I'm looking for a good guy for an actual relationship with me. And if I get into a relationship, I won't then be kissing another guy. And if I choose a guy for a long-term relationship, it would be a guy who never lies to me for 1 second about anyone. I meant anything. Someone who does not smoke and ideally does not drink. A guy who's clean shaven always and preferably does not have a hairy chest. Who is not afraid to work on himself and improve himself with coaching, therapy, etc., which isn't you. You also told me you can barely afford rent. So saying you can come to the UK doesn't make sense. It seems like you are not telling the truth again. My time is very precious and I want a good guy for me, preferably asexual like me, and someone who actually values a relationship a lot and honesty and integrity. Me and you aren't compatible. I think you need to be single or get a woman like yourself or someone who likes someone like you. Wish you the best, but as it stands, you're not suitable for me. I don't have time to look back through every message at the moment. I have to cook shortly and prepare for an online asexual meet up in my club. You have photographs from your from UK on your profile last year. And he said, and I then did get him a message that he said, and I said, this message states you returned home to your parents for 8 months, then came back to blah, blah, blah in October. October is the 10th month of the year. 10 minus 8 leaves 2 months. So you were in UK before then in 2020 and beginning of 2021, which isn't 2 years ago or more. I have to go now, cook and get ready for my online meetup. And then he didn't bother talking to me after that. And so I saw him trying to write something and then he just stopped. So clearly he didn't have any more answers. And that was it, basically, you know. And I'm just thinking there's no point in staying friends with this guy because I don't trust him. You know, there's just discrepancies, contradictions, cover-ups. And whenever you've got a guy doing this type of thing, you know that however nicey he might come across sometimes, it's just no good, right? I need a guy that will not tell me one single lie, no discrepancies, be right down the board with me, down the line, and preferably someone who's asexual, you know? Because, you know, trying to tell me that he's not flirting with me when clearly it was is a really big, flashing warning sign, you know? You can't trust someone like that. You can't trust someone who blurs your reality and does something and then says they're not doing it. It's a form of gaslighting, and gaslighting is abuse. And if he's really moody, he's likely to be abusive anyway in a relationship anyway, you know? So I just thought it's better not to be friends. It's a shame because I did actually like his posts. He used to post pictures of, you know, dancing and Indian songs and stuff like that, and I really used to enjoy them, but I'm like, it's not worth it because he was also looking to make contacts to excel his career, and I don't want him getting hold of my friends, you know, on my friends list on Facebook and, you know, get in contact with them, you know, because I've got a lot of good contacts I have. So, you know, my friends are on private anyway, but, you know, Facebook goes all the people you may know, and I just don't want that. So I decided to block him, and, you know, that's been it, really. You know, because it's not worth it. It's not worth the tears and pain, and not worth, you know, carrying on something where you just don't trust someone. It's like, what's the point? I need to use my time more wisely and get rid of these type of guys in my life that are just no good for me. So from the off, you know. And so anyway, yeah, I just wanted to tell you about these discrepancies, these type of things that some guys say sometimes, you know, and to watch out for these things because you cannot trust these people. And when you haven't got trust, you've got nothing. You just have to walk away and think, fine, there's other people out there that are going to be trustworthy, that are going to say things that's the truth no matter what. And you don't need these type of people in your life, you know. Anyway, I hope you found this video helpful, insightful. If you have in some way, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to pop a comment down below. I'd love to know what you think of this video. Have you come across these type of people in your life? Have you had someone try to blur your reality, asking you out on a date and saying they never asked you and all that type of rubbish? Have you had someone contradicting themselves? Sorry. You know, have you had someone just not tell you truth? Things don't add up. Love to know what you think. Tell me all about your experiences. And as always, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it. And hit the bell icon so you get notified of every time. Bye!